I think when your dad's put his fist in your face, something happens to you about maybe the way that you look at the world. My passion, I guess, is to make extraordinary positive change in the world by helping people make ordinary positive change. My name is Reid Jones. I own Odin Sports. We make clothes and I help people. When I was about 19, I was pretty passionate about, like, when I'm successful and when I've done all of these things and when I've got millions of dollars, I'm going to do all this great stuff. And then I sort of just thought, oh, what am I waiting for? Like, why wait? That was when I was like, look, I think that waiting until you're at point X before you do anything, it's like, you don't need to. Like, you can just be nice, like, and you can just do the right thing, like, from today. Just little things, all the little things, they do add up. I run my own business and have for sort of 10 years. I'm pretty passionate about businesses upping their social responsibility, and again, through small adjustments. So at Odin, we make clothes, and we've been making clothes for about 5 years now. That's cool, that's what we do every day, but we launched an initiative last year called the Just Be Nice Project, and for everything that we sell through the Just Be Nice project, we donate 1-for-1 to homeless and disadvantaged Australians through that project. It makes sense for our social responsibility piece to be about clothing, and that's why we donate 1-for-1. I sort of believe that in your life, like, there's only one thing, and it's always going forward. I've never really talked heaps about, like, publicly, about my childhood, but it was pretty rough. We had some pretty rough stuff go on. My parents separated when I was, like, I think around 10, which isn't unusual, but my dad was, like, an abusive dad. When you watch violence happen to people that you love in the home, or you experience it, it makes it difficult, I think, to just get on with everything, because, if your dad tells you that he loves you, but then sort of choke slams you into the wall, it's very hard to believe just the words. Later on, when I was a teenager, the thing that I think set me really on my path was that we were catching up one time, and I don't remember how old I was, but maybe I was 12 or 13 or something. We sat down and he was saying, you're probably very mad about what happened, like, about how everything went down. I'm like, yes, and he said, oh, you probably always make sure that you're really nice to everybody as a result of that, and blah, blah. I said, yeah, absolutely, like, I don't want to be like that, Yeah, and then he said, and then one day you'll be the same as me. And I was like, well, that sucks, like, that was, like, the worst thing. I think that was, like, the most impressionable time. But then after that, I was like, okay, we won't worry so much about what people say, we'll worry about what they're doing. Eventually I was like, oh, yeah, look, I'm not that person, and now I'm very, very comfortable that it's not even a thing, but that took quite a long time to get over, and the way that I got over that was always by doing. I came out okay, but I guess some people don't. I changed my definition of success from, like, how much I can accumulate to how much I can do. And as soon as your definition of success changes from what you can get to what you can do for others, like, you kind of, the meeting or the long time in the factory or these back-to-back meetings with non-profits doing stuff, it doesn't matter. Like, it's helping people, and when that's the definition of success, you're winning every day. Through the violence I experienced, I found a fighting spirit that has allowed me to get on with things in a different way, to own that fight internally and use it externally to fight for opportunities for people who are unable to fight for themselves. I think boxing as an 11-year-old was a big part of that process, turning violence into fighting spirit. Because when you love something, you fight for it, not against it.